How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sunday, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it is Wednesday here on the show. You know what that means? We got Dynamite to talk about here tonight. 5 segments scheduled for the show, taking place from the Mission Ballroom in Denver, Colorado. We'll tell you what's happening tonight as we head towards their next pay-per-view. Of course, we got New Beginning USA, the New Japan show, coming up on Friday, as well as SmackDown. Talked to Rocky Romero about that yesterday. Elimination Chamber coming up this weekend. And, of course, we have a lot of news. A lot of health updates are going to kick off the show today. We got updates on Bronson Reed, who tore his biceps on Raw this past Monday night. Rebel of AEW, who I believe is still under contract with AEW. She's been having a lot of health issues. We'll tell you about that. Plus, Typhoon, who, in fact, I just watched wrestle on, we were doing the Bryan and Vinny show last night, and Earthquake and Typhoon had a match on that show. And he's been having a rough time as well. 30 days in the hospital after his gallbladder exploded. We'll give you a health update on him. And then we will talk about one of the weirdest stories, not just in wrestling, but man, the world's changing, everybody. We'll tell you about that. Plus, we'll talk about Stand and Deliver, AJ Styles, and his future SmackDown and Collision and Raw ratings. We've got the NXT TV report, and boy, always glad there's a Thursday Bryan and Vinny show for subscribers. WrestlingObserver.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Because I got 90 minutes to just go off. No holds barred. It's actually a very good show, which is kind of why it made me mad. But anyway, we'll talk about that and more. Wrestling Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. I think this show was like the best and worst of AEW.
The earliest story of this show was somebody almost died in every match. I thought MJF's head was going to fall off his body.
It looked like he put his own head into the mat as hard as he could.
Momo kicks Mercedes. Mercedes might have a bruised larynx.
I was certain Swerve had broken his neck.
Man, this dude landed right on his head.
Mariah May versus Toni Storm.
Good Lord.
Mariah gets her hands on a champagne bottle and smashes it right into Toni's crotch.
Some guy in the front row holds up a sign that goes, "For the sickos!"
It sure was.
It's like, well, goddamn, this was for the sickos, all
As
right.
sick as you can get.
Yes.
I did not have glass to the vajayjay on my bingo card.
I don't know why not.
I certainly hope not.
You should have.
What kind of bingo are you playing over there? And the two big screens just read, "The End." This, in hindsight, absolutely should have ended the show.
Maybe it should have. However, I can't guarantee that this match was going to be this good with this much heat 5 hours into the live show.
Well, there's that.
Following all those matches we saw. Like,
true.
every time people say this should main event, it's like, are you sure you want that? Then we had Takeshita and Kenny. Another incredible match.
What is up with they have an announcer that wears a mask?
Oh, no. God, please, not this.
What
Anyway, the match.
What is that about?
I actually was fixing to give Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher the highest star rating on the show, but I would say that by the last 3-4 minutes, I was like, well, you did a little too much here. People are going to be mad, but it's true. We didn't need the Spanish fly off the top of the cage. This match would have been as good or better without it.
The penis first Styles clash into the tax.
That should be a finish.
That should be a career ender. It is tomb silent.
Oh, yeah, this crowd's dead.
They've seen every single goddamn thing two human beings can do to each other, and now men are grappling.
And Jason here goes, it's go away heat, Brian. He sucks. Listen, do you guys know what go away heat is?
Listen.
There were 11,000 people in this building. It's just like when people hated Jericho. There still is no evidence that he actually ran anybody off. They just didn't want him. Like, there's a difference. You want a different champion, but who is quitting AEW because Jon Moxley retained tonight?
Put the belt on Swerve immediately, as soon as possible. It could be me, it could be you, it could be Mark, anyone.
I don't want it.
Just, it's run its course.
All right. Golly, this Moxley has heat with these people. What did you think, Mark?
Oh, I'm coming for you now. Oh, he punched him in the diverticulitis.
Piss like a sprinkler.
Go
Back
out, and
forth,
we are going to do
back
what was
and
billed.
forth.
No, not like this.
There was more. There was.
It's not for me. Why do you like it?
No,
so
Jason.
much? Are you guys on Tony's payroll?
Making the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom is joining us here today. What's going on, Tom?
Just happy to be here, brother.
I know you are. So am I. Brandon, here goes. You're going to punish NXT for putting on a great show. LOL. I'm sure it'll make sense once you explain. I wasn't going to start with this, but I'll give a quick speech. I'll talk more about this on the Bryan and Vinny show on Thursday, but NXT was a really good show last night with one exception, which we'll talk about later. But it was like a really good show, and I just was like, I was so irritated when the show was over. I was like, guys, I ranted about how bad this show was for like 8 months. I ranted and raved every single week about how bad this show was. And over the last 3-4 weeks, I've seen vindication. For example, NXT won Worst Show in the Observer Awards. Guys, you know how long NXT's been around? Over what was it, 2012? When did NXT start? 2012, 2011, somewhere around there?
Around then, yes.
Yeah, you know it never won Worst Show ever until 2025 because it was the worst show on television. It sucked. Every week I complained about it. So I felt vindicated when they won Worst Show. And then, they started doing these videos on the show. Oh, here's Finn Balor talking about how awesome NXT was and how much it meant to his career. And I was just like, yeah, here we go. It's damage control time. Let's put over how great NXT. And then they had another one this week, Damian Priest. Oh, man, I loved my time in NXT. I just felt vindication. They have realized how much this show sucks, and now they're trying to do some damage control. And then you'll never guess what happened last night. 3 title changes on the show, including 2 kids in their early 20s won the tag team titles. Vanity Project. They literally were not under contract to WWE like 4 weeks ago. They had ID deals. They were not under contract anyway. They end up getting signed to contracts, and now they're the NXT Tag Team Champions. And all I could think was, remember when Javon and Leon Slater were in line for the... Oh, yeah, they didn't win. Yeah, anyway. So anyway...
Well, you notice the show has improved since they cut all that dead weight.
They
got rid of Javon. They got rid of Oba.
Oh, get out of here. So they won, and then we had another championship change.
You're not infuriated by the way they won? Because
no.
That pissed me off.
We'll get to that later. But Elio LaFleur won the Speed title. Him and Eli Knight actually had a speed match. A speed match broke out in the middle of a speed match. I couldn't even believe my eyes. And then a fast new guy actually won the title. And then, of course, in the main event, they put the title on Miles Bourne. He beat Ethan Page for the North American title. That's 3 title changes on the show. And it was like, when it was over, I just sat there and I thought, man, this all could have been avoided if you hadn't had your head up your ass for the last year. I mean, I could sit here and just talk about how many people, what do we do with Javon? Oh, nothing? Okay, that's cool. What did you do with, Jada Parker? Oh, nothing? Oh, I remember when she was, super over and you made her a heel and then you just took her off television. That was a good one. Yeah. Remember when Lola Vice was like at her absolute peak and she was fighting for the title with her father in the crowd? And it's like, now's the time. Nope. Beat her. Went back down to the mid-card. Remember when Thea Hale won the title on accident? But, like, the place frickin' exploded. They were so excited and so happy. And what was the response? Oh, man, can't wait to get that belt off her. Can't wait to get that belt off her. And then what happened? Everybody got called up. And they were left with nothing. And now we got to get the belts on some young guys. Now we got to make some changes. Now we got to do some. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's just like,
hold on.
Where was
State
this
are
8
young
months
guys
ago?
themselves, Brian.
Oh, stop.
They are. How old are the guys in
Brother,
Dark State?
Here's the problem. Nobody.
They're young guys that they want to push, and they put them over the Hardys. So
Tom,
you can't use the tag team,
Tom,
NXT tag titles as an example.
Nobody has ever cared for 1 second about Dark State.
The crowd was cheering for them in that match.
Bro,
they were
put in position to be baby faces, and they worked as baby faces. That is the only time anyone has ever cared about Dark State. You know what the problem is? With this NXT, all of last year, it was like, Tom, I know if you were aware of this. You know this, right? You know wrestling's fake, right? You're a wrestler.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Okay. Well, you know the idea of wrestling being fake is like you can kind of do whatever you want. And the problem is, it used to be that it was like fake, but now it's like really, really, really fake. We got to write out this long-ass storyline, and we're just going to go with whatever we want to do. Come hell or high water. Someone else gets over, it doesn't matter. Sammy gets over in Montreal, nah, we got a plan. And it's like they just go with it, and they go with it, and they miss all of these opportunities. Like, you got handed Javon on a silver platter. You dropped the ball. You got handed Jada Parker on a silver platter. You dropped the ball. You got handed Thea Hale on a silver platter. You dropped the ball. You got handed, like, one after another in 2025. Handed to you. Here you go. And drop the ball, drop the ball, drop the ball, drop the ball. I'm sure they had a plan. Oh, Javon's going to get his big win at Stand and Deliver 2026. Oh, yeah? Well, you know what? Somebody saw him once, and they were like, we got to get this guy on the main roster. And here we are. Well, you're good job on that plan. When it's time, you got to pull the trigger. And they just screwed it up all year long. And now they're scrambling. Damage control videos. Let's put these titles on young guys right now. 3 in 1 show. It's like, whatever. I like the show. Hopefully they figure things out. And now we can, like, move on with a good NXT show. Because it certainly was better last night, with a couple of exceptions. We'll get to that later, Tom. Anything else you want to throw in?
Not from this show, no.
Okay. Well, we got 3 health updates to talk about here today. Bronson Reed is in Birmingham, and he's either gotten or will very soon be getting surgery on his torn biceps. And hopefully he is back soon. And all the best on his recovery. AEW's Rebel posted on social media she is currently in inpatient rehab program. She's been diagnosed with primary pulmonary lymphoma, a form of cancer that affects the lungs. She noted her doctors consider her a best-case scenario for her situation. She's been dealing with health issues since May 2024, including a neurological disorder. It's made it difficult to walk and speak clearly. Been in and out of the hospital. Therapy for speech. Chewing is difficult. Swallowing is difficult. Speech therapy. Physical therapy. And learning to walk. She's currently on a walker. So all the best to Rebel. Hopefully, if it is a best-case scenario, they can get a lot of this taken care of. And then also, Typhoon, the former Typhoon.
Shockmaster
Fred Ottman, Tugboat.
I love some Tugboat as a little kid.
Bro, man.
And I love Shockmaster as an adult.
Then you should have watched the WWE tape that we watched for Brian and Vinny's show last night.
Oh, good.
I believe 2 Tugboat. You're an idiot. I didn't say watch the show, moron. I said watch the actual WWF tape. You had 2 2 earthquake and typhoon matches, both of which I was greatly entertained by, and a lot of other great stuff as well, including Bret Hart versus the Barbarian. You're going to bury that?
Barbarian's still out there working today.
Disgusted.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
What? No, that's not.
No, I'm disgusted by you,
awesome.
not him. Anyway, Fred Ottman is out of the hospital. He was in for a few extra days, extra tough surgery after his gallbladder exploded and released poison into his body. So best wishes to him as well. And we'll talk more news, including the greatest story since the birth of Jesus, perhaps. Wrestling Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Granny, how are you feeling?
I'm good. Set up an exercise program.
What kind of exercise are you doing?
Well, for one thing, just sit and
I got that one
me?
down.
kick my
Sounds like
feet.
my exercise program.
Your exercise is just sitting.
Who was the most inspiring person you have ever met?
Granny of late.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing better.
I'll have to say myself.
Okay.
What's the best part about having a massive heart attack?
Not dying, I guess.
There you go. Good
Yeah.
answer.
Jeez, what a question.
Which vegetable would you send to outer space for aliens to try?
Broccoli.
How
was
do you
a
have that so quickly?
ridiculously fast answer.
You've
That's
thought
it.
about this before.
It was at WrestleMania, the one in Phoenix. I can't remember which one.
I gotta go. I have to sneeze.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Granny. Granny laid on the guilt trip to end all guilt trips. Sorry, I wrote. Forgot we going 30 minutes late. And then you began. Gee, thanks. 30 minutes late. Was not told. Aggravating. I guess my time doesn't mean anything. Jeez.
Wow.
Golly. You happy, Granny? You made me so angry. You're over there snickering, laughing at what you've done. God.
Good.
You're gonna have a heart attack.
Anything
like
else?
Granny.
Yeah.
Goody, goody.
Goody goody, she says. The news of you having a
What
Cardiac
medication
arrest.
did they give you? To make the heart blacker? You enjoying yourself, quietly giggling over there? All right, Granny. What have you got today?
Nothing.
All right, we'll see you later.
You better have something after all that.
Liv Morgan versus Ray Ripley. Just recently.
that's the date.
You told me that you watched CM Punk and Drew and didn't watch any more of the show, but this was on the show.
I know. I watched this one. Because I wanted to see what happened with Dominic. In which Midwestern city did rapper Eminem grow up?
Detroit.
Eminem?
8 Mile.
Okay, we had a new segment. Granny reads rapper names. That's
Eminem.
I am an M.
Eminem.
Eminem.
Yep.
Eminem.
Ryan Adams covered an entire Taylor Swift album. What is the name of that album?
Ryan. Adams.
1989.
Yeah.
That's the right answer, dum-dum.
Excuse me.
Okay, now I'll quit picking on Brian and go away.
Thanks, Granny. We got Vinny Pacifico coming up in the next segment, so in a moment, Tom is going to do his NXT thoughts. But I want to mention that I don't want people insulted that I said this is the greatest story since the birth of Jesus, because for the first time since Jesus, a man is coming back to life, and of all people. Yes, Tom?
Continue, please.
Antonio Inoki is returning to life in 2027. Developers are planning on releasing a lifelike humanoid robot of Antonio Inoki in 2027.
Who's reporting this?
At a press conference on Wednesday, Inoki Genki Factory announced it is hoping to have Android Inoki launched in time for his birthday on February 20, 2027. They are creating an AI Inoki, which will replicate his speech patterns and personality traits, which will then be integrated into an android robot body intended to physically resemble Inoki. Well, I hope so. Who else is going to resemble? So there is a video of Antonio Inoki himself making the announcement of his own android. It is up on Twitter right now. And what in God's name is going on, dude?
What an amazing story. I wish that somebody would have reported on this last Friday on this very show.
I wasn't
after it
here.
happened. I know you weren't here. Why is this now making the news rounds today? Why is it reported on the front page of the website today when Lance and I talked about this very thing on Friday? We theorized what it was. We talked about the fact that there was an AI announcement on the Twitter that the robot's coming next year. We talked about, hey, maybe Minoru Suzuki's going to fight the Antonio Inoki robot just like he fought the Mecha Mummy. Why is this being reported on 5 days later by the aggregators? Lance and I had this last week.
Well, you know, Tom, earlier you ridiculed the idea of listening to the Bryan and Vinny show, so I don't know what to tell you, brother.
Well, they're not reporting on stuff like that, are they?
I wish I'd
Not on
heard
that
about,
show.
I wish I'd heard about this last night. I could have gone 30 minutes with Granny about AI Antonio Inoki. Android Inoki coming to I don't even know what near you. All right. Proceed with your NXT thoughts, Tom.
Let me see if I can find them now.
Excellent.
I need AI to help me out, maybe. The GM, Robert Stone, was there. He's fired up about this big show they had put together tonight. Dark State defended against Vanity Project, like he talked about, all the other title matches. And we had the Vanity Project challenge Dark State. As we said, Dark State was actually getting cheered at one point during this match.
Twice.
Osiris Griffin was manhandling these twinks, Baylor and Smokes.
Oh, my.
And, well, the Project tried to steal some pinfalls. They made a comeback. Dark State did with a great Doomsday Device dropkick. Then Jackson Drake put Brad Baylor's foot on the rope. Jackson Drake and the other Dark State guys start arguing ringside. And during this confusion, Tony D runs down. He chokeslams Saquon Sugars on the apron. The Vanity Project, he helps the heel Vanity Project win the tag team titles. Now, I know he's going after Dark State.
Yes.
But Dark State is getting cheered by the crowd here, and he runs out and does clearly a heel move. Like, this was designed poorly.
It was not a perfect show.
Miles Bourne was interviewed by Sarah Schreiber. We had Keanu Carver take on Sean Legacy.
By the way, there's another thing like that Dark State deal that's going to happen next week that I'll tell you about later, and I'm sure they're completely clueless, but go ahead.
Keanu Carver bodied Sean Legacy around the ring early on, and he wanted to pounce him through that paper mache setup they have again. But Legacy stopped his momentum with a super kick. He went for the sliced bread in the ring, but he got thrown off, buried with a pounce, and then defeated with Keanu Carver's finisher, which was a vertical suplex into like a power slam. It was like a Falcon Arrow without sitting out, and he got the win.
Sean Legacy's awesome.
Yeah.
Did a good job with this Keanu Carver.
He got scrubbed out quickly.
That happens.
Kendall Gray, Ren Sinclair, Kalani Jordan at a verbal altercation in the locker room where Kalani was pumping up the fact she made Lola tap out last week.
There were so many words in such a short period of time. And
it's like my review.
Who even ran in? There was like a blur. Somebody ran in and they immediately cut away.
It was Lola.
Was that who it was?
Yeah.
This segment sucked. They go right back to the announcers and they didn't say one word about this segment. Not one word. They just moved on.
You know what didn't suck? The next match, which was the WWE Speed Title 3-Way.
Yeah, because
despite it having a 7-minute time limit.
Yes.
And my favorite thing, not even the finish, which I liked, and I was blown away by the fact they pinned Jasper Troy, of all people, after Elio LaFleur hit that guillotine head scissors. Eli Knight came off with a tuck moonsault. but he hit him so hard he flew to the other side of the ring. Elio LaFleur pinned Jasper Troy. He won the belt. Now the Speed title can thrive once again. And as good as the match was, the best part about it was at the beginning, Booker T was adamant that Robert Stone screwed up by changing the rules, making this a three-way. He was like, they went to a draw last week. That means Jasper Troy still should be the champion. Why is he adding time to the match and making it harder for Jasper Troy to retain? He was absolutely right. Thank you, Booker T.
You know what's funny, Tom? Did you see the tweet yesterday from somebody when you and I were discussing the 7-minute time limit, how stupid it was? And they responded, clearly Bryan has never watched a combat sport in his life. And I was like, interesting. Interesting you didn't say Filthy Tom, the former top 15 middleweight in UFC, who also thought 7 minutes sucked. Well, that's another matter entirely. It's a coward is who that was.
Wow. Okay. We had a couple of backstage segments here. Lola Vice challenged Kalani Jordan to an underground match, essentially.
Yes.
After she told all of Dark State, who were pissed off backstage, that Tony D was going to beat him up. Then JC Jane was set to defend the women's title against Sol Ruca. And finally, we don't even have enough time on the show because we have a guest coming up, and this segment will eventually run out. But finally, they pulled the trigger. You want to talk about pulling the trigger? They broke up Zaruka. They did it, Brian. Can you believe it? I actually cannot.
You know what? I can't believe it because she immediately speared Sol after the ring introductions. Sol ends up getting pinned, and then Sol gets like F5'd on the announce table, and they cut away. They came back and didn't mention it at all for a half hour.
Oh.
They just went, oh, we're going to do this. And I was like, you broke them up after all this time and immediately went to the back and then didn't mention it again for 30 minutes. I was like infuriated.
Brian, why would they mention it? The crowd was cheering for Zarya as she F5 Sol on the announce table. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. After all of this, it's going to backfire?
Not only that, Tom, they announced it next week. It is Zarya versus JC Jane for the title. And as soon as they said that, I was like, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen because these people are so stupid still. Like, the show's better, but they're still incompetent. Sol is going to cost Zarya the match, and the fans are going to turn on Sol Ruca. And they're going to be baffled. They're not going to understand why.
I know you didn't see last week, but legit, right? What happens is Sol's looking for Zarya. She finds her, and Zarya goes, don't talk to me. You stole my title shot last week. And Sol goes, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean what's she talking about? That's been her whole beef the entire time. What do you mean?
Sol Ruca is Becky Lynch in 2017 when they couldn't figure out why everybody loved her. Or no, I'm sorry, Zarya. They couldn't figure out why everybody loved her, and they tried to put... oh, God. Incompetence.
Hey, there was Tatum Paxley cutting a promo. She got into a fight with Izzy Dame. They were interrupted. They got into a fight, and then it went black. Blake Monroe came out, and Blake Monroe got beat up by Thea Hale for 1 minute. She retreated to the floor. Referee Jeremy Marcus, come on, my man. What are you doing? Pulled Thea Hale away and missed. Jada Parker hit the running hip attack. Thea Hale hit a running neck breaker and pinned Mariah May.
Yes.
In a minute in a speed match.
Yep. She pinned her on accident months ago. They couldn't wait to take the title off of her. And now, maybe she's over. Well, we'll give her a win here. Blake never got her win back.
Never got her win back? She's never gotten her wind back.
That's true. From
that senton. All the wind has been taken out of her sails. It's like that she's going down worse than the Hindenburg. And I like her. It's unfortunate. Hey, Kel Dixon lost to Uriah. My name is Connors, and I love to fight. And what else do we have here?
Main event.
The main event. Ethan Page. Ethan Page is such a good heel that at one point during this match, he had Miles Bourne in a chin lock. Miles Bourne stood up, and when he stood up, merely standing to his feet, the crowd is going, Oh, this Ethan Page is fantastic.
Yeah, he is.
This match broke down. Miles landed the Born Again Leaping Neckbreaker. The Vanity Project ran down Drake hit Born with his title, his Evolve belt. Shiloh Hill and the Belly Boys came to make the save. Ricky Saints tried to interfere, but Joe Hendry pulled him away. In the confusion, the top buckle was gone, and Born pushed Ethan Page into it, hit another Born Again, won the NXT North American title, and celebrated with his mom in the crowd. A fantastic end to the NXT show last night.
Back in a moment. Check out this free video and make sure you hit like and subscribe.
If Truth didn't have the best weekend in this company, then Mr. Iguana did.
Oh, yeah, this guy is over, dude.
We'll get to him in the Worlds Collide review, but
He's got merch up on WWE shop.
he's gonna make so much.
He's got these
money.
kids that want to see more Mr. Iguana.
Yeah. So
His face paint is so funny.
I must stop you right here. It's not face
Oh,
paint.
would you stop?
It's head paint.
Yeah, it looks.
He paints his whole damn head.
It looks like he's gets held upside down and they just dunk
Dip
his
it,
head
yes.
in green paint.
Yes.
It's absolutely bizarre.
And when he's not wrestling, he wears the round silver spectacles,
Yes,
and
he
flicks
a
his
puppet.
tongue constantly,
Yes.
as an iguana would, and Del Toro and Octagon do whatever, and people are patient, but they don't care. And then Iguana tags in, and they are hyped. It took about 7 seconds to make himself my favorite luchador. He starts, I forget who he's in there with, but the guy offers a handshake, and so he licks it because he's an iguana, and then he gets hit with a shoulder tackle, or it's a chop. He takes a chop, he drops to his back, he sticks all four limbs straight in the air.
Yes.
He's playing dead like an iguana would. So then he brings in the puppet. I didn't get the puppet's name. I should have used it 50 times. But it's an iguana puppet that he thinks is real. Well,
already
sometimes.
Already up on WWE shop.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You know if Harley Cameron's doll is on the AW?
I do not know.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
So he starts doing spots with the puppet in his mouth. He lets the puppet try to get the pin. And amidst all the silliness, Conan says, you know this Mr. Iguana, he's most popular with children.
I liked how as soon as the puppet started doing spots, Corey Graves goes, is that legal in Mexico? And without skipping a beat, Conan goes, yes.
Low on the list of things you will see in a Lucha Libre match, especially in AAA. So he starts using the puppet more as a weapon, or as a distraction, I should say. But it ends up with Lindsay Dorado getting a hold of this puppet, and he snaps, and he stomps the puppet, and he grabs the puppet, and he Spanish flies the puppet. This crowd is outraged. They're pissed. They're furious. But you know he's even more pissed and furious?
It got more heat than anything else. Maybe on the entire show,
Mr.
actually.
Goddamn Iguana.
They were
who's
furious.
Seething, and his eyes are breaking out, and he snaps and just rips ass. He grabs his own lizard and is whipping these guys with it. And then they remember it's just a puppet, and they stop selling.
This was a very, very fun match. I liked it a lot. And there's a lot to learn here about marketing.
Yeah.
Making the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Vinny Pacifico is joining us here today, longtime friend of the show. Filthy Tom is here as well. And Tom, are you aware that it was just a few months ago that Vinny was featured on the world-famous NASDAQ, what is it, the billboard in Times Square, Vinny?
Oh, yeah, that was a really fun opportunity. You know, we were doing a media day for a film I was featured in, so it was like one of those pretty awesome times in my life, I got to tell you. Thank you for having me, guys. Appreciate you very much.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Thanks for being here. Brian, actually, I did see that because I believe I saw a picture of Vinny that he took in front of that very picture. So,
in a
yeah,
suit.
I was aware. Thank you.
Yes, very nice suit there, Vinny.
One of the rare suit times I wear. One of the rare times I wear a suit. Yes.
Yeah, I've never
It's
seen
a
you in a
very
suit
fun time.
or with clothes on. Now that I think about it.
I gotta go,
Yes.
Vinny. Do you have to go to like a special tailor? Because I mean, you're a pretty jacked guy. You know, I mean, a lot of times suit shops.
Thank you very
aren't
much.
especially built
So-
for athletic individuals.
I gotta say, I do have a tailor, actually, and I will tell you, he is special. I actually was bought like 4 or 5 new suits pretty recently, and I do gotta bring it to the tailor. So thank you for reminding me. Good, very good reminder for me. Perfect.
Can you send that tailor's information to Jackson Drake? He's got some ill-fitting suits of late, for being honest.
I can definitely do that for you. No problem.
All right. Vinny, what's going on of late?
Oh my gosh! So, movies, horror films, tons of them lately. As of late, wrestling, coast to coast, especially wrestling for Hollywood Wrestling, and just a lot of wrestling and film. And it's been very busy. I'm very grateful for everything. I have a horror film called Mr. Reset. It's a wrestling horror film, and it's coming out pretty soon. We're getting ready to launch, working out details of distribution. And that's something that I've been extremely grateful to be a part of and looking forward to getting it out there.
Vinny, I was once a renowned actor myself, and I also did horror films. I bring it up because why do all these wrestlers do horror films? Every time you hear CM Punk, Adam Copeland, everyone's always like, I'm going to be this new horror film. What's with horror films and wrestlers?
I think, one thing I know is a huge overlap of horror and wrestling fans, which is awesome for us, because we get to do both and, combine fan bases, which is amazing. So I would say that, especially I also think as wrestlers, we are pretty good stuntmen, and those films usually require stunts, as far as I've been doing. So I would say those are the reasons that I would believe that these films that wrestlers would go into horror, but also horror is fun. Horror is a really fun genre, in my opinion. I've been really loving it, and the opportunities have been crazy as of late. I'm filming 3 movies in April, which is like bananas.
Now, have you ever gigged for a horror film?
I have not, but the idea has crossed my mind.
Interesting. So, what 3 films are you working on here? And I presume you have no bookings in April?
I actually have quite a few actually, which is gonna be very tough. But I'm actually booking up April as if I have no sleep. So yeah, I'm wrestling in April, planning in April, but the films early April we're filming The Forgotten with Echoed Soul Productions. That one I'm really excited for. It's people that are really important to me. I just got cast for a film with Sean C. Phillips. That's going to be in late April, and yeah, so pretty much tons of films. Actually, that one's filming in Vegas, so I'll be out there in Vegas anyway for Mania weekend, and I got a movie booking. So, it's been very busy, and part of it is like juggling so much at once. But I'm realizing, if there's opportunity to do both, do it, right? So luckily for me, not one film has coincided with my wrestling bookings. So I'm very grateful for that. So I get to do both. I get to be available to the fullest for both opportunities. So yeah, that's just been the greatest thing so far, to be honest.
Now, Tom is recently had a hip replacement, and
oh shit.
Well, careful. No S-bombs on the air. But is there any chance that you could get him booked in some films? Because he's looking for something to do. Tom, would you like to do a horror film?
Yeah, I think I could fit in as like Swamp Thing,
I was gonna
something
say,
along those lines.
you'd be the villain.
Yeah, he has the look.
He does have the look. Do you have any acting experience, Tom?
No, only pretending to enjoy talking to you for an hour.
Oh, man,
on this
you're all
very
set
show.
up then.
Oh my gosh.
You're all set up then. Now,
Vinny,
yes.
I have a question, if you can let me speak for a second.
Sure.
Vinny, you mentioned you're in 3 separate films coming up. Are the roles all similar, or are you playing sort of different characters in each one? Are you being typecast like The Rock early on?
Great question. So the first one in April, The Forgotten, is I'm not even sure if I roll for that one yet. I haven't gotten the script. The other one is, I really can't say too much about these roles, but one of them I'm going to be a villain. Actually, recently I filmed in a horror movie that's coming out pretty soon called Crimson Harvest. That one I played an evil detective. So I would say they range from different roles each film. I would say, one's going to be a zombie. One, Mr. Reset, it's a wrestling horror film. I'm playing myself, so that's kind of pretty easy to do, as a wrestler. But I would say that the film, there's a wide variety of roles so far that I'm being cast in. So I would say, thankfully, I'm not being typecasted, but there are some similar roles. Yes.
Are there other luminaries in any of these films? Famous folk or other wrestlers?
Yes. So I just filmed Family Ties in L.A. a couple months ago. That has John Fiore from Sopranos and Robert Mukes from House of Thousand Corpse. Then also in Crimson Harvest, that has Felissa Rose, who's one of the biggest scream queens of all time, as well as Robert Mukes. Let me think. Actually, yes, Tom Arnold is going to be filming in one of the movies in Vegas that I'm doing.
What? Tom Arnold?
So yeah. Yes.
Wow. Are you going to kill him?
I don't know. I'd rather not. Keep him.
It's a horror film. I mean, how about that? The chat is up in arms
right?
about Tom Arnold in this film here. Wow. How about
comedian, right? We're on the same page. The comedian, right?
I think so. I think we're on the same page. Yeah. How old are you, Vinny?
26.
26. Okay, so you would have questions about Tom Arnold. Us older people are well aware of Tom Arnold. Interesting.
Let me see.
Now,
the same one I'm talking about.
How's any new sponsorships? I know the energy drink thing worked out great for quite a while. Is that still ongoing?
There are some things in the works right now. Currently, I'm not sponsored by any energy drink right now because the deal with G Fuel expired. But there are some talks for other brands. There's actually quite a few that I'm in talks with right now. There's a lot that is happening and coming very soon. So there's just a lot of different opportunities that I'm trying to tie in together. So yes, I would say there are some brand deals on the horizon.
Do you have a dream sponsorship? Like, I'd love to be sponsored by Fogo de Chao. Do you have anything in particular that you would love to be sponsored by?
Yes. Wow, it's a great question. I would like to be sponsored by... Wow.
Tom, you get thinking too, because I want to know who you'd like to be sponsored by.
It's tough because you don't want to say the wrong thing and alienate a possible sponsor.
True.
You know what I mean? In one of these, these various genres. So
or like Tom, you don't want to say like Viagra because then people ask questions.
Well, we're also sponsored by the different blue pill than Viagra. So
it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I like coconut water, so I would say maybe a coconut water. Bath and Body Works. I love candles.
Excuse me?
I'm saying ones that I want outside the sports
one.
region.
Tell me more about your love of candles.
I had a podcast where I just, on Fightful actually, where I pulled out my giant stash of candles. I don't know, I've always enjoyed having my house smell like certain things that, like, if it's Christmas, like a tree, if it's Halloween, like candy corn, if it's the fall, maybe pine, I think it's always fun to have something new. Instead of coming into a house that smells like nothing, why not spice it up a little bit and have, a nice scent going on in the house? Coffee. So I just always try to, I love candles. I've always have since I'm a kid.
Interesting.
So one year my wife came home. I came for my birthday party, I think it was, and she had a giant box, like at least 3 feet tall, and it was full of candles. And yeah, it was just, it was crazy. And they're still being lit to this day.
Wow. What is the scent of March?
Probably going to be mint.
Mint. Interesting. Well, tell us a little bit about the wrestling career. What's going on? What have you got coming up lately?
So Hollywood wrestling, Gotham wrestling, it's a lot where, wrestling as much as possible as well as fitting in your films, and it's all kind of it works because if I'm in the area, let's say I'm in LA filming, there's places in LA that I can wrestle, right?
Yes.
It works perfectly. I've been really, really enjoying wrestling for Coastal Championship Wrestling out in Florida and Tennessee. I'm sure Tom and you have heard they're an amazing company, and they run a ton of shows, and they're all quality shows. And one of my favorite things about them is getting to share the locker room with Gangrel. Gangrel is one of my mentors for a very long time, and I'm sure everyone knows how amazing he is to learn from and be backstage with. So CCW is a place that I've been working at a lot, and I've been really, really enjoying myself there.
Vinny, really quickly on that, because last week there was a news story that Rusev and Gangrel are opening up a school together in Tennessee. So I wasn't aware that Coastal Championship Wrestling has been running shows up there as well in Tennessee already.
Yes, they run shows in Nashville, and they run really good shows at a Redcon 1 gym, which is like an awesome venue for like any wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got
it's phenomenal.
What have you learned from Gangrel?
It's so much because since I'm 17, I've been just like learning from him, and he's just been an amazing influence on my career. I think he's just pacing yourself, slowing down when it comes to in the ring and also mentally. You know, as wrestlers, we're always trying to figure out the next thing, the next spot, the next booking, the next opportunity, and we're always so caught up in the future. He always kind of really calmed me down in the sense of just don't always think of what's next, the future. Just enjoy where you are now and you know what I'm saying? That's something that he's really helped me out with, because I'm always trying to do more and do more and do more, which I think is very good, but also to really take in and appreciate the now. That's something that I've learned from him in wrestling and out. And even it's helped my life in general, because I'm always kind of on the phone doing business, answering emails, and just doing things on the phone. And it makes me not be present where I am. And that's something that I've really had to work on with my wife, my family. I'm just being present. So that's something that I learned from him that I think is very valuable.
You know, we're about to head to a break, but I should mention that on NXT last night, they had a video package for Joe Hendry, which actually was the best thing on the entire show. It talked about him from being a kid and then getting into wrestling and all the things he did to make himself a superstar and eventually get signed. And I watched that thing and I was like, I hope this guy has had a chance to sit down and appreciate all this stuff that he did for himself, because that is an incredible story. Hold the phone, brother. We'll be right back. Wrestling Observer Live. If you love this show, you should consider signing up at WrestlingObserver.com. WrestlingObserver.com has every show that we have ever done, over 15,000 podcasts in the archives, dating back to 2005. Searchable by show, searchable by year. Perhaps the first show you ever watched was 2008 WrestleMania? Well, you can head into the archives and you can find the podcast we did, all built around the 2008 WrestleMania. Every major show, whether it be WWE, AEW, we covered it all. 15,000 archived shows at WrestlingObserver.com. Also, when you subscribe, you get full access to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. There's a new Observer every Friday. And on top of that, we have thousands and thousands of archived issues of the Observer dating back to 1991. So again, WrestleMania 2008. Go to the archives, search WrestleMania 2008, read all of the issues surrounding that show. Of course, Wrestling Observer newsletter, 40,000 words of news and information on pro wrestling and mixed martial arts every single week. New issue comes out every Friday. New back issue comes out every Monday. You also get the discussion board. One of the best discussion boards on the internet. It's members only. If you're going to troll, well, you got to pay to troll, and there aren't too many of those. And if you cause too much trouble, you're out of there. So if you want a great place to discuss professional wrestling, it is the board. Also available as a subscriber at WrestlingObserver.com. The whole package, all of the new shows, all of the archived shows, all of the new issues of the Observer, all of the archived editions of the newsletter, all of the past episodes of Wrestling Observer Radio, Wrestling Observer Live, The Bryan and Vinny Show, Figure 4 Daily, Filthy 4 Daily, The Board, all of it, just $14.99 per month. The full shebang. And you can save a lot of money getting an annual subscription. A full year, you basically get 2 months free. So check it out, WrestlingObserver.com, everything you'll ever need as a fan of professional wrestling. Check it out today, F4WOnline.com. Making the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. That horror film I did was actually directed by my buddy Mark. That's how I met him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I got the role because of my superior acting skills and also because I put Death of WCW on my resume. And he was a fan.
Wow. What was the role?
Fear of Sleep. I'll send you the video after this.
Shrimp.
Please do.
Yes. Hey, let's get some plugs in here. You got several films, actually. Let's get some social media plugs and everything out.
Awesome. Yeah, Mr. Reset and the Society of Turnbuckle and Bone comes out very soon. We're finalizing dates for release. Then we have Between the Living and the Dead, upcoming horror film that I am filming in April, as well as Lost Media, another horror film I'm filming in April. So these are all really fun opportunities coming up very soon. Wrestling pretty much all over the United States. Stay tuned to my Instagram at Vinny Pacifico, because that's where everything goes, of every single opportunity, all my travels, all my films go on there. So that's pretty much everything I have going on right now, and then some. So that's kind of what's going on pretty much. And I'm filming The Forgotten by Echoed Soul Productions in April as well. So there's 3 horror films in April, one in June as well, called The Forsaken Few. So there's just a lot going on right now, and I'm very excited for everything.
You know, my one of my daughter's friends is obsessed with Lost Media, and so now I'm obsessed with it now as well. So I will be first in line to watch that one. But Vinny, thanks so much for doing the show here today. We'll have you back on again soon. All the best with a crazy April schedule, and who knows, maybe we'll see a WrestleMania weekend or something like that.
Heck yeah. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate you guys very much.
All right. We are out of time, everybody. Thanks, Tom. We'll be back with After Dark Radio 2 Pacific with Robin Warder. Trail Went Cold. True Crime. 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern today. Sports Byline. Check it out. And we'll talk to you next time. Wrestling Observer Live.